Right, welcome everybody. It's good to see all of you all here, the ones who are interested. So today's session mainly will be to give you all different avenues where you can think into, and also when you make decisions about what you're going to do after your A-levels. Some of you all are in huge doubts, big doubts. So therefore, to eliminate some of those doubts, I think today's session will be very useful. Today we have few important resource people, actually four resource people who would give you a small idea, a small 10 minutes about the program, about what they have done. And then you'll have a small Q&A session where you get the chance to speak with them and ask questions. So you are very free to open your mics and talk, but once I give you all a chance, okay, no? Right. Okay, then our first resource person is Shama Zaki. She's a graduate in psychology, also a certified behavior therapist. So she has about 6 years of working experience and working with special needs children. And in the central province, I think she is the only behavioral therapist that is there. Being a team leader, training, mentoring staff, also advocating for special needs students, autism awareness, and behavioral therapy. Now, these things are things that people don't think about, but there is a huge potential as well as a huge need, because and there are highly lucrative or highly paid jobs as well. So therefore, I will give the chance now without much further talk to Shama. So you can start your presentation, and then we'll have a small Q&A session regarding this. So especially for the girls, I think this is something that will be a very good, important avenue. So from Faraday, these like the gift for 2025. Any student who is here, so it will be a good opportunity for you all. Shama, over to you.
Thank you, sir. Hello, everyone. This is Shama Zaki, and I would like to thank sir for giving this opportunity. So it's a pleasure for me to share my career pathway, my journey so far with you. Let me share my screen first of all. So, currently, what am I? So, as a certified behavior therapist, I have two American credentials. So, international behavior therapist and registered behavior technician. And as Sir said, I am also a graduate in psychology. Also, when it comes to me, currently what I'm doing is I'm training teachers at special needs schools. I'm also working with clients that is special needs children. Also conducting workshops, training new therapists so far. Let me share my journey with all of you. And I also want to say you, so this is about psychology, and when you say the field of psychology, most of the time people think psychologists can read minds, right? So no, we don't read minds. Okay, so coming into the journey, so how I started, so my journey is a little bit unique. When I was doing my advanced level, I completed a diploma in child psychology and Microsoft Office. That was in the first year of my advanced level. I did Microsoft Office because we had to do practical IT at school, the exam. And child psychology, I was kind of curious to know what it is like. So, and once I completed my diploma in child psychology, I kind of was passionate about it. I was still not very sure, but I still went ahead with my advanced level. And once I wrote the exam, it was like a week, and then I kind of decided I want to pursue psychology. So I enrolled into the Higher National Diploma. Uh, um, So for me, because I've completed the diploma, they did not check my advanced level results. They just wanted to know if I had done my advanced level. So since they knew it, they just agreed to go ahead with the high national diploma. So while I started that, in like 3 months, I also did a job. So I was doing a job at home, work from home. And the best part is that I funded my own education from then till now. It has been me funding my own education, funding for everything, all my expenses, doing even taking my driving license and the American credentials I did, all the exams, everything. So I'll also share with you guys how I did that and how you guys have opportunities too to work right now as well. So after that, so while I was doing my psychology, I did not know about behavior therapy at all. So one of my seniors shared with me about it, and then I did go ahead with the behavior therapy program. It's not a very long program, and it's a professional qualification. It's not a degree. So I'll share about it in the further slides. So once I got that done, I had my exam and I got my credential. So and after that, I moved to Colombo. I worked at a special needs school, the Treehouse International. So that is where I started working as a behavior therapist and continued my journey so far from there. And after like 2.5 years of working there, I came back to Kandy. And currently, like I said, I'm taking up clients here in Kandy itself while I'm working with the Treehouse International. So before I go further, this is something no one told me once I finished my advanced level. So I thought I'll put this up for you guys, and maybe you can take pictures of this slide. This will be useful for you. So generally, when you do higher education, if it's the government university, you just once your Z score is out, you apply for the government university what you want, and you proceed. And once you're out, you have your bachelor's degree with you. But if you're going to go for a private university, there are these levels that you have to take. There's a certificate course, foundation diploma, advanced diploma, bachelor's degree. It varies depending on the university you choose. Sometimes, like I did not do a certificate course. I just went with a diploma, then I got a chance to do my HND. Sometimes, if you have done your certificate course and you have your advanced level, you may be able to skip this diploma and you may be able to do the advanced diploma or the HND. So likewise, right? Also, I have to say you a flex about this certificate course. Once I started working, I had a certificate course in like business management, IT, child psychology. So my lens was kind of broadened. Because of that, in my workplace, I got several roles and responsibilities, and it was a flex for me. So that is something I recommend for most of you to do, to at least broaden your lens, look into different fields which are related. For example, IT, you need it for every field. So going into psychology, it is basically studying the mind and behavior and the emotions you understand about people. How when they behave in a certain way, why do they behave in such a way? How their emotions work. So psychology is like a very broad field, and it's a growing field currently in the world, globally and locally. So I'm doing my best in giving you a glimpse of psychology, right? So as you can see, the fields of psychology, wherever humans are, there is psychology. So we have several types of psychology. And I have to say you, if you are going to pursue psychology, like I showed in the previous slide, you have the advanced diploma and the bachelor's degree. Say you do the 1 year, the bachelor's degree, that will generally be a general psychology. You don't have to pick a type of psychology. So you will understand about all types, all the fields, you'll get a basic idea there. So it is for your masters that you get to pick a type of psychology. So from this, so about behavioral therapy. So if you see fields of psychology, we also have special needs education there. That is working with children with autism, ADHD. So that is where we have behavioral therapy as well. And I did come up with this because this is a major misconception people have, psychiatry and psychology. So, to put it forward, psychiatry. So, a psychiatrist is a medical doctor who can prescribe medicines. So, if you want to be a psychiatrist, first you have to study medicine, then you have to pursue psychiatry. So, that is about that. When it comes to psychologists, then you have to follow the pathway I showed you. You have to get your bachelor's degree, master's, and go forward, right? So a psychologist can't prescribe medicines. They do behavioral therapy and many more other therapies, all evidence-based approaches, basically. And about behavioral therapy, if I would give you an understanding about it. So, this is focusing only majorly on behavior, and this is specifically for children with special needs. So, when I say special needs, Down syndrome, ADHD, autism, and many more other developmental disorders you can see around. So, behavioral therapy works wonders with all of them. Worldwide, globally, it is a behavioral therapy is the most accepted. So what we do is, like, if I would say, like, there are children, like for example, children who would pull hairs, bite, hit others. So that is the kind of behaviors you have to work with. Spitting behaviors. Likewise, they can be very aggressive. They may not understand safety. Like for example, you must have seen in like supermarkets, children running around, not listening to parents, not know, just running on the road. They don't understand safety. Likewise, so what we do is we teach them how they can live independently. That is what we do in behavioral therapy. And for Sri Lanka, we have only one place where you have behavioral therapy, that is the Treehouse International in Dehiwala. So the Treehouse International is a pioneer for behavior therapy in Sri Lanka. And so, in behavioral therapy, there are two positions you have, behavioral therapist and a behavior analyst. So, a behavior therapist is what I am, and we don't work independently. So, we have to work under a supervision of a behavior analyst. So, they are the ones who will diagnose the children, write down what the targets are, what we have to do, and the behavior therapist will be implementing the therapy. You work directly with the children, right? So to be a behavior therapist, even like a diploma is enough. Basically, a high school diploma that is advanced level is enough for you to be a behavior therapist. But to be a behavior analyst, you will need a master's degree. And going forward, so why this matters? So this field, the most important thing is that it transforms people's lives, where there are people struggling. For example, I said those behaviors. So families struggle a lot with these children. So this is a social service that you do as well. And by doing this, you're going to help a lot of families, change a lot of lives, and that itself is going to be a motivation for you. So, and it is also creating awareness about special needs, autism, behavioral therapy, because currently in Sri Lanka, people don't know about behavior therapy much. So they give medications for children and it causes side effects. There is no like proper treatment, and people are actually struggling, especially in the rural areas of Sri Lanka. So that's the importance. So how to become an IBT? So in behavior therapist, like I said, if you have an advanced level, there is a 40-hour training which is provided by the Treehouse. You do that. It's a theory training. Then you have to do a 300 practical hours. That also you go to Treehouse and you have to work under a supervision of an analyst. Then you will have to face a competency assessment, more like an interview and a little bit of practice. Then you have to sit for the exam and get it done. So this is what I did. And once you get it, you can add this with your name, IBT. So like IBT Sharma, right? You can do that. So, however, since this is limited to the Treehouse International, if you have to get your practical work hours done, you may have to go and work at the Treehouse, and they require a degree for you to join there. So, therefore, having a degree will help you, and it can be in any field, science, maths, it could be anything. Psychology is a flex though, because it's within the field. So, like I said, it's a professional qualification. So it does behavior being a behavioral therapist, IBT qualification is a professional qualification. You don't have to like I say you don't it's not a degree, right? So this is going to be a very short term one. And what happens with a professional qualification is that um, you when you go to a workplace, you learn the skills you need to work there, specifically the skills there, right? So that is basically about professional qualification. So if I give you an example, even AAT, that is also a professional qualification, right? And moving forward, like Sir said, it's a high demand locally and globally. So if you go to like any country, you have work as a therapist, and people earn a very huge amount. For example, I have Canada here. So in Canada, a behavior therapist earns like 35 to 40 Canadian dollars for an hour. So that's like 7,000 Sri Lankan rupees just for an hour. So you work for like 8 hours for a day. So that's a huge amount, right? So in Sri Lanka, you only have a school, but abroad in all other countries, you have several settings where you can work as a therapist. There are clinics, there are centers, hospitals, and schools as well. And this is something I wanted to share with you guys because you are just out fresh and you don't know about how you pick universities. And currently, many people are being scammed. So I want to let you know when you choose universities, look, for example, see if they are credible enough. Do a lot of research and find out if the certificate is worth, because sometimes people they would have done their HND but at the wrong place, so it won't be worth it. Once they go to a workplace, they'll be rejected because it's not worth it. So look out for that. Remember, there are scammers even abroad. Like they might say this is a UK university, but it may be a scam. There are Cambodia universities in Sri Lanka. I'm saying it's pretty famous everywhere currently. People are being scammed. So just watch out for that. And also some universities, they don't have a university, it's just a organization giving you the program, so those are also not very credible, so look out for that. And coming to the part where I self-funded myself, so I worked at place. It was basically tutoring maths online. It was a UK based company, and currently the company is closed. Very recently they closed it, but there are many more companies like that in Sri Lanka. Qatar based companies, America, UK. There are taxi companies. You have flexible time over there, and you can do part time jobs, full time jobs. So just look out for that. How you can find them, so you can go to like top jobs, and there are several websites you can look out for, and even on LinkedIn you can look, and even Indeed they have these, and there are also advertisements. But also remember, don't get scammed. You have to do your research once again. I know one place in Pilimatalawa, that's a taxi company. It's Phoenix, and I don't know the name of another one, but there is one in Mavilmada as well. It's a Canada company. I'm not sure what exactly they do there. Also, there are data entry jobs you can look out for. So all of these places, they only look at your O-level results. They see for English, IT, and say, like I did online maths tutoring. So they wanted to know my maths results. And most of the time, they don't see if you have an A. They see if you have like a B or C. So that's about that. So we have the Q&A up. So if you have any
Yeah,
questions.
so if you all have any doubts, you can clarify it. So you can open your mic and maybe speak to Shama. And if you, especially the girls, if you have any doubts, because this is a very good field for you all. Maybe you can get her contact number as well or contact details so you can get for more information. So why don't you
Yeah.
all, but that's, there you go. That's her contact details. So you can email her or WhatsApp her or whatever. And what do you call, get all details. So girls, if you have any questions, please open your mics and speak. Girl, boy, anybody who is interested in this.
Yes. So I answered one question about where you can find the jobs. Do you have any other questions? And yes, you can always email me or WhatsApp me, please, so I could help you out.
Anyone else? Don't take a lot of time, but if you have any questions, you can open your mic and speak. If not, note down Shama's number and email address. So you can WhatsApp her and clarify all your details. Whatever that you have, you can clarify, which I think will be very helpful.
Yeah. I guess there are no questions, so maybe we can move forward.
Yeah. Okay then. Thank you, Shama. Thank you for your time. And anybody who needs, there you go. The name Shama Zaki and her phone number is there. Also, email is there. So you can contact her and clarify any doubts. Especially, this is a very good field, high paid. Generally, if you, I mean, she showed the amounts. If you work for about 5 hours a day, you earn a decent amount of cash, which you can sustain if you look in terms of the month. So
Yeah, hard to
therefore, I
say.
think it's a good opportunity for especially the girls. And I think this is something that you can look into if you what do you call plan ahead.
Also, I think I forgot to say this. So, like in Sri Lanka, a behavior therapist earns like 5,000 per hour. So, even in Sri Lanka, it's a pretty good amount. I think they are the highest paid therapists as well.
Yeah.
And the demand here is like I'm the only therapist outside Colombo. So, like,
Yeah, so because ADHD, learning difficulty, these are now scientifically known things which are there everywhere. So once people identify it, and then they need people to solve this actually because parents alone can't handle this situation with their day-to-day lives. They need help. Okay, then Shama, I think your number is there. Anybody who needs it can call Shama and then get all details. Thank you, Shama, for your time. And next on schedule is uh, Heshant. Heshant Zimendra. Now, Heshant, one of my students, he now works at Accenture. And what do you call his main field of expertise is, of course, on development of AI. And he had his degree at the University, Slit University, 2019 A-level batch. And now he develops or builds chat boxes and agentic AI systems. So I'm sure all of you all who are interested in AI will have a very good will get a good chance to this part of the world and this part of the mind of what AI is. Certainly, I'll be very interested to do this. So, Heshant, it's over to you.
Yeah. Hi, sir. Hi, all. First of all, can you guys hear me? Am I audible?
yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So, hi. I'm Hesham Zimendra. So yeah, from the Candy batch of 2019. So yes. So I'm a software engineer. Basically, rather than a software engineer, I do AI for. I build AI software. So basically, an AI engineer at Accenture. Now I'm currently working at Dialog, of course, outsourced for Dialog for their own AI projects. So yeah, so you can see very, it's a very modest tailored resource. Once again, congratulations to everyone for your, you guys were highly committed, I guess, to your A levels, and you might have got good results. And even though your results are not, even though they are modest, or even if you guys have one got the result which you thought of getting, but it's okay. I'll explain why. So basically, went to SLIT after I got my A levels results. Started my career in 2019. I'm currently building chatbots. So yes. So for me, what I needed to say is I was kind of lost to be honest, I was on the the second row of the class in Candy. I still remember Sam was, I think, on the ninth, and Afan was in the back. So uh, so I got 3 years passes. Was very disappointed regarding that, and so I was like very uncertain about my future. As I said, I was thinking of going in the side of chemistry, and but unfortunately that door was shut. And of course, I did my first shy and I tried my second shy as well. I got C and 2S passes. Then I started to search what is my real passion. To be honest, my real passion was to build things. Uh, Chemistry was good, but my real passion was to build things. So what I did was, IT is one of really good site to go and, to be honest, build something from your own PC. So even though now many people are looking forward to go in IT, please do not go into IT because somebody says, oh, it is high paying. Trust me, it is not easy. For a person who loves to learn, that's the best way to go. But for a person you know who doesn't, not only coding, if the person actually loves to learn and love to build things, I think software engineering is your playground, I would say. So yeah, so I will just explain how I got here. To be honest, I joined Slit in 2021. So I went to internships in my second year, I guess. It's kind of quick for a person to go into the second year. You guys might be going to software engineering or even marketing degrees in private or government universities. My advice is for you guys to join your internship pretty quickly, because the more industrial exposure you guys get, the more better you get. So uh, please, I would say some people do their internships to complete their degrees, but please don't do that. It might be any degree. I mean, it might be management, software engineering, or in those kind of fields. Please do your internship earlier. Get your resume polished. Because to be honest, and also there's another small bummer in the road. The thing is, I don't have my degree. I don't have a grade, but still I am a software developer and AI engineer. The people who have grades, many people who have grades are just now starting in their career because they are still so back behind, even though I do have 3 years of experience. So I would say, even for a person who loves to do IT, loves to learn AI, please start it from now, because if the beauty in this thing is you don't have to have a degree at all. If you are actually talented, people are ready to hire you. As I said, why I chose IT, and this is a really, really important thing which every single person has. Will AI replace software engineers? Even though OpenAI CEO says yes, even though many Oracle and many software companies replaced their software engineers and their other roles. 1 month after the firing of those people, they are now currently hiring people. So they are, of course, software engineering will be there. Software engineers' roles will be definitely changed. As time goes and as the technology grows, definitely it will be changing. So that's I don't know whether Afan has a different story to say, but definitely, he always has a different story to say. So uh, I think software engineers and even the software field as a whole will never be replaced, because even though AI has the power to code, AI has the power to do things. As a AI engineer, I do know. The AI doesn't know how actually a customer behaves, because at the end of the day, we are people who build products. So that's one thing from myself. And what do employees look for? I haven't over here. I haven't had the degree part because, to be honest, nobody looks at your degree right now. Even you might be from government uni, even you might be from private uni. The way you talk, the willingness to learn, the consistency is a really huge part, and problem solving. Please make sure that your communication skills are up to the level. The more you communicate, you know, the more you give ideas, the more you be highlighted as a software engineer. So how can you actually start? To be honest, you can start right now. You can start even after the meeting today. Learn Python or learn Java. And that's a I would like to give you a particular roadmap, but the main thing that you need to first do is first of all pick one, Java or Python, and then try to develop small, very very small softwares. You have tons and tons of things in YouTube. To be honest, I think from after I did my A levels, to be honest, the knowledge which we can actually see into, and the things which we can learn is actually free. You don't have to pay. You actually don't have to pay to learn software engineering, but you can get paid by being a software engineer. You can be a freelancing software engineer. To be honest, even my brother is building websites after watching some YouTube tutorials. I think, yeah, he did A levels this time and he got his results as well. So my advice for you guys is take one step at a time, be consistent. It's easy to say to be consistent, but it's really hard to be. And never fear failure, because when we even for me, of course, I just switched few jobs in my career, but if I fear that, okay, if something happens, if the place which I'm going to go doesn't have the same environment as the old place, if the people are a bit bad or whatever it is, I might fail in my career and stuff. But please don't take as a leap of faith. Be confident with yourself and you can move forward. And these are my details. I think Shama's presentation would be a bit better, to be honest. My one's a bit short. This is my personal number and LinkedIn account. Before that, I would love to say something about agentic AI and AI as a whole. As I said, I was a person who built standalone software applications. Just give me a moment. I'll answer the question. Okay, I'll definitely answer the question. Give me a bit of time. Yeah, sure. Okay, right. So you guys have my number, so you can ask me directly some. Okay, so yeah. So I was a Java-based software engineer for the last 2 years. I actually transitioned myself into an AI engineer by learning the new things which came out. It's free in YouTube to learn. So the only way to move forward is to learn. So if you're willing to be a software engineer, or if you're willing to go into any kind of profession, make sure you always learn. And also this thing, not for software engineers basically, but this thing goes to the people who couldn't get the results that they were about to get, since they got a bit of a low result, or even you got failed in the exams. If you have given your 100%, please don't put yourself down. Just cut out the noise which you guys are hearing right now. Always control the things which you can control. Because if I was still lacking behind and saying, okay, I got 3 S passes. I did a second try. I just got a C and S, C and 2 S. I don't think this journey would have been possible. So it's not a huge journey, of course, but yeah, I just being a software engineer in after what I came through was a bit of a challenge. And yes, time for Q&A. And if you guys have anything, just please give your questions in chat, or you can. This is my personal details. You can just text me through LinkedIn or through my personal number as well. If you are starting from scratch, just give me a moment. There are a few questions. I'll answer them. If you are
Any questions, kids? Heshant was a guy who had a lot of extracurricular activities in school. Nah? He would always come late to class.
I come with a cricket bag. So.
Yeah. And what do you call? I think you were from St. Anthony's.
Yeah, St. Anthony's.
Yeah, St. Anthony's. What do you call? So loads of extracurricular activities, but very proud where the guy is today. So yeah, now AI and all of that. You'll listen to where he has been and what he has done. Any questions? You can please ask now.
There's one question. If you were starting from scratch as an A-level math student today, okay, what exact path would you follow to become an AI engineer? Good question. Yeah. The thing is, first of all, as an AI engineer, I would learn Python. I would, because it's basics, Python or Java. And I will be learning some AI frameworks. Now, there are so much of AI automation platforms. I think Afan would love to, if we can speak about that as well. N8N is one. It's open source. You guys can try it out. It's a bit of the roadmap is a bit of, you need to do a lot of things. First of all, you need to learn Python, and then you need to learn the basics of agentic AI. And then once you learn the basics of agentic AI, there are so much of tutorials over there to actually build an actual chatbot. So if you go in that path, you can end up being an AI engineer without actually a degree. So that's one way of doing it. Or the traditional ways, of course, you can go and you can go for a university and you can do a AI course. And AI course in the sense, do the degree. Okay, there are some other questions. Can you also like show the AI interface to different people like OpenClaw? OpenClaw, okay. OpenClaw is a thing which I to be honest, I didn't test it right now. But the thing is, OpenClaw did have a huge bug in it, and it is fixed right now. OpenClaw is just one thing. It's an agentic AI. It's an agentic AI system which runs in your own PC. So yes, and don't call me sir, but I built a chatbot, okay, but currently I have only like 20 years or something. Just drop a message to my personal number, mate. I think this thing needs a broad explanation. Okay. Can I get the knowledge from doing an IT diploma? To be honest, your question was, can I get a knowledge from doing an IT diploma? To be honest, no, because IT diploma these days some IT diplomas are actual scams. To be honest, okay, even though people do IT diplomas, check the source of the people who are doing the IT diplomas, and then you can actually get an idea whether they are legitimate or a scam. In the sense, you might not get much out of it. Okay, so good question. Is there a difference in BA in science? Sorry, there is there a B? Okay, yeah. The question is should I, if you get a BA in IT or BSc in IT, I guess, isn't it? Yeah, if this is a IT degree, genuinely saying, it doesn't matter. They would interview you if your resume is very, very good. They genuinely don't matter. All what matters is your resume needs to be very great, and your GitHub, if you guys know, your GitHub projects, your own personal projects uh, need to be good, because your GitHub projects would be examined before you get hired. How did you get your first job? Just give me 5 minutes. There are so much of questions coming in. How did you get? Yeah, my first job, of course, I was in my second year. I thought of, to be honest, I thought of moving to Colombo, so I can't ask money from my parents, right? So what I did was, one of my friends were doing software engineering, sorry, data science, I guess. A data scientist in a company called MIT, not that MIT, the local MIT in Sri Lanka. What I did was, I was also interested. Okay, same batch, same, very close friend. So I just applied for an internship. Well, that has been the turning point in my career, to be honest. The interview was there. I applied to almost 50 internships. I just got it. Yeah, the 50th one, I got the job. Of course, when I went to the SC position, of course, I had to apply for 250 jobs, but out of that, only 10 called. So be consistent when you're applying for jobs, but before that, please learn the things which have to be learned.
Okay. So
Yeah,
I
I
think
have one more question.
loads of
Yeah,
y'all have more questions, I think, no?
I think it's better that
I,
you just drop the,
I'm also getting questions, so I think all of you can message me as well.
yeah,
Yeah,
So,
I think y'all can message and then what do you call, clarify all doubts. I think that will be the most convenient
yeah,
because of the time
true,
frame that we have.
true. Yeah.
And what do you
Please.
call? I couldn't recognize Heshan. Those days he was very, very thin, like a pencil. Now he has put up what do you call, and looks very nice.
Thank you.
Can you remember? He used it like a pencil. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I think Heshan forgot to mention. Now there's a slit in Digger now. Okay, so the ones who are joining from Kandy, you have an option in Kandy as well, right? Am I right?
Yeah. Just,
Yeah.
Palagana.
Yeah, I think that's also option for the ones who are joining from Kandy. Colombo, of course, you all know, no? Malambe main campus, I think. So there are loads of options. You have IIT, all of that. But whatever you do, I think you need to decide exactly what path you are going, have a small direction, and then allow life to flow. Especially the ones who have got 3 years, or you're just disappointed with the results. These are very good example of a success story. Whatever your results come, don't define you. What actually matters is what you make of what is there in front of you. And that is something that you need to, understand. So that is something I think you learn from Aisha. Please keep his contact as well as Shama's. Once you have doubts, please clarify. So Heshan, thank you very much. Lovely to see you. And maybe when we are in Kandy, I think the ones in Shama and everybody will meet up. So our next speaker will be, that was one of my old students, Afan. Now, Afan is one half of a twin, okay? So I think, there's a twin. And what I vividly remember one day that Afan won a photography award when he was in A-levels. Yeah. If my memory serves me correct, I'm also getting old. If my memory serves me correct, it was a micro photograph that he had taken about something very, very small. Am I correct?
Yes, it was from the university, and then we got the first place award all in India. So it was.
I exactly remember that. So my memory of Afan is always photography. And now today he's a big branding guy. So over to you, Afan. I think the next session is yours.
Thank you, sir. Let me share my screen. You guys can see my screen, right?
yeah, we can see.
Sure. So if you are from sales class, you might have heard this, connecting the dots. It related to me very much. So I'll take you through my story and then I'll share you from tips that you can learn how you can get into marketing. So I'm Affan. I'm from Mavanella. I did my LLs in 2019 in the Candy class. So I built a tool called Linkify, and then I co-founded a digital agency called Building Blocks. My background is into tech, but I do tech marketing for a few startups. Then I'm ranked in top 200 in SaaS marketers in the world. And then I'm doing my master's in marketing at Imperial College. So mine is a different story. I did my LS in 2019. I was more into extracurriculum, media, photography club, Prefix Guild, and multiple things. I think there might be people here, so I want to share that so you can kind of get some insights from there. So I planned for 3 years in my LS, and I did my LS, went for a 4 months spiritual trip to understand about life and stuff. So I went, got the results, win was there. Well, I didn't pass physics actually, so I couldn't know what to do next. So I came back, did my second try, but a bit different. I changed chemistry into IT and then physics into business studies and did a common stream called Combine Max ICT Business Studies. I think no one would have done this combination. So I got 2 CS, passed my A-levels. The only reason I wanted to pass A-levels was there's a scholarship called Info School at IIT. It still can apply. If you pass your levels, you can apply, and they have like an examination, and then they give you like a degree program for 5 years with work experience, which is quite good compared to the other degrees because you get the work experience. But even there's another catch there, so I'll take you through that. So I got selected to the Info School scholarship. I started my degree in 2021 in information systems. At that time, I also after A-levels with my background in photography, I started doing freelance work, and I build what is called Building Blocks today by doing a lot of freelance work. After A-levels, in my part time, I did that, and then took a lot of freelance projects after because I was mostly free. So I got my first job after levels. I showed my the work that I did in school, and I said I can do marketing for you. Only I think that social media was so easy that you just need to edit, and then whatever you do in school, you have to do it in the company. I pitched to a tech company close by, and they hired me as the first marketer. That's why I started learning about SaaS marketing, which is quite interesting. In the future is coming because with all these AI tools coming in, building is becoming so simple. Anyone can build anything if they have an idea. The second is distribution, and then getting revenue out of the tool that you build. I'll talk about that. I think it'd be interesting. And I went full time with my agency on 2024 full time. I left my job and went through that. So for today we have around 20 plus monthly 10 customers, and we have served around 100 plus SMEs from the agency. So how I got the opportunity is basically because it is into marketing. I don't kind of believe in mostly, even though I did the degree and do my master's in marketing, it doesn't impact much because whatever you learn and whatever you do is totally different. For you to get your first job, you need that qualification. That's the only reason we're doing it. We're pushing people to do it. So there are shortcuts you can do and you can get it. So I volunteered for a lot of events. I go for events and meet people, and I build my LinkedIn presence from day one. After O-levels, I started my LinkedIn. And I started posting about things, and it was shit at that time. But now, when I reflect, even the business I'm building is also focused on LinkedIn. So network with people, talk to people, and that's how I think easiest way to get your job offers the opportunity is networking. Go to events, talk to people. That's how they will see your curiosity, interest, and then they'll give it to you. So this is my career, how it started. 2021, we started Building Blocks, and I joined 94. There was a tech company. Then I joined for a US company. Every year I changed jobs because I wanted a high pay. So second, I joined Resolve. It's a US-based IT company again. The third year, I joined Root Code. You might know Root Code. It's one of Sri Lanka's leading tech companies. Then I left Root Code, and then I started my consulting for tech companies on marketing. Worked around 8 plus startups and tech companies helping their tech go through. And then from 2024, we built Building Blocks, and we're building Linkify, a tool that I'll talk in the next slides. So these are a few clients that we worked with, from multi-lakh to multiple clients who are with us today working with the agency. It all started from a photography thing, and then I self-learned, and it is where we are. And then I launched Linkify. Linkify is an AI LinkedIn personal branding tool that we launched last year. We have around 1,000 users. We are served in 3 countries: Singapore, UAE, and Sri Lanka. We raised money for the tool. Raising in Sri Lanka is very hard, but with the right idea, and then if you can execute it, today I think building is easy compared to whatever is in 2019. And in 2019, 20 at that time, the private universities or these things were not that welcome. First, like if you do max or you do science, you get to a government university, you get to medicine, or maybe you become engineer. The other universities at that time was not that highlight. After COVID, everything changed, and so now it's open. Like people, you can still go do foundation, start your career, and then do things. So Linkify, we got invested, we got a lot of awards, and then we have a company in Singapore as well. So I can talk about how you can get into marketing, but I always would say is from the first day, if you're in Colombo, there are multiple events that you can event from Spike, and you can go to Hatch. If you want to get in this the tech startup scene, those people are there, so you can go there and then talk to. You can be a beginner, you can go and talk. Build your personal brand. Now, since your generation is very good in video, you can start learning something and talking about it. You can build your LinkedIn presence. You can start doing those things. So volunteering only opened my doors a lot. After A-levels, first thing I did was I went to attract, ISAC and all these things and got these opportunities. LinkedIn started. So when you are in LinkedIn, you're active, you can reach out to people, ask support, apply for a job. And with all these, the future, I believe that people are going to build more startups, I think, than getting the jobs. I think that's kind of the new generation is going towards, because I don't think we need 1,000, 10,000 people companies. It's going to be 5 to 10 people companies that are going to solve big problems in the world. So maybe for exposure, you can go and be with people there. So learn a skill, like today AI is very fast. The best thing that you can do is learn a skill very fast. If you want to learn programming, go to Claude and just type, I want to learn programming, and then it'll teach you like a setup, implement that and try it. So it's very fast today to learn something, so you can learn that. So again, your path is totally different. Like I said, connecting dots, when I look back, physics actually has motivated a lot. Every time I've been award, I go and show, so like say, this is what Bjorn, he always motivates, so you need to do something here. And he always motivates, not like stop it and study, do these things and it'll help. And yeah, it has helped me here. And the easiest way that I think to get into marketing, because you need to get to a job, is fastest way is to do like there's two things. One is academic qualification and professional qualifications. If you go and do a 4-year degree, where you learn a lot of theory and all that, it's very good. But after that, you'll get a BSc, BA, things like that. But the fastest way to get into a job is starting with a professional qualification, like CIM, CIMA. Maybe if you're into HR, you can do CIP. In marketing, there are in maybe the side of business, there are multiple industries, so you can do anything you want. But if you want more details, you can drop me a message, I can help you. So what I did was, I recommend anyone who wants into marketing, because you need a qualification to get into that. I think this won't help you to do the job, but to get into that, you need an entry level thing. So you can start with CIM. You can finish that in like around 1.5 years if you do it properly. So it's equivalent to a degree. So then you can get into the job and then do whatever you want. So this is what I would recommend. Start your CIM, apply for jobs early, go for networking events, go volunteer, be a part of yeah.
You can open your mic and talk, whoever asking questions.
Sorry, Gishan, sorry. Was that a mistake that you raised hand, or is it you want to have a question?
Ishan, Uda, ask the question.
I think it was a mistake, no? Yeah. Is it okay if I continue?
Did he ask the question or
Let me check the chat, sorry.
don't be shy? If you can ask a question, it'll be easy.
Oh,
Or you can put in the chat, but anyway, so that everybody can see, that'll be even easier. Okay.
Yeah, I think I got the question. I'll answer that after this thing. Give me 1 second. I'll share the screen again. Let me finish it first. So we can go in this path to get into marketing. And like I said, the tech is developed very fast. You can build anything you want. The hardest part is marketing now. And if you can crack that, a lot of opportunities would come to you. They will be willing to pay dollar. I mean, in USD, the startups will like to hire you because it's like open. And marketing in SaaS is becoming one of the hardest jobs now because building has become very easy now. I mean, I'm not saying that it's going to replace, but anyone can build something in a weekend that they used to take 2 years. The only problem after that is getting customers to that. So if you can crack that, you can do it. So you better have a qualification. I don't think you need a qualification to start, but it's better to start with something like this. And then the skills that you can learn is don't skim tutorials. If you want to learn something, take some time, sit. You can use Google Notebook. That's a tool from Google itself. Go type that skill. It'll scrape everything that you need to know and it'll tell you what you need to learn. Once you know that, maybe if it's building a software, something like that, you can understand that and then go to Claude Code and build it. And try to have wins when you build something and talk about that in public as well. So people will comment, and then also be connected with you. Know the trends, know what is happening in the world. Today, if the trending thing is Claude Code, you should go and try it out. And if you don't know anything, go watch a YouTube video, come back and do it again. Know the trends and AI, but it's changing very fast. Find a mentor. How you do that is, again, events volunteering. So because we don't have anything to give when you're at this stage, but if you go and give something, they'll be happy to support you. So these people are in events, so you go and find these people. Communication, like he said, improve your communication. I'm also still improving. Talk, and if you can have, if you have an idea, if you can communicate right, you can find the co-founders, investors, everyone. Even can hire a team. Everything happens with people believing in idea. Volunteer, get involved. There are multiple events. I think you can go and start doing that. And then again, I always would say networking. That is where it takes you somewhere else, because people recommend you to someone, and then that's how doors open. And you also can do the same to people as well. Yeah. If there's any questions, I'll love to answer. Also, this is my LinkedIn, WhatsApp, and then email. Yeah. Currently, what we do is we're building multiple startups, SaaS startups in the behind, and we check whether it works. Either we get the first 100 users in the first 3 months. If we don't, we kill that idea and go to the idea. The last 3 months, we have worked around 20 plus ideas, and one worked. One is Linkify, that's working. We are building it that very strong. The second is we are building another tool for you can record your entire screen, put it, and it will give you proper demo videos, and that we have around 100 users in the first 3 months. So we are testing multiple ideas in the back. I think since you're also free, you also can you can find an idea of your own and then try it out. I think anyone from any background can do this now. Yeah. Yeah, so that's all from my side. I think I went fast, but if there's any questions, I'd love to answer.
Any questions? So one important thing is that, remember, all your speakers here today, they have taken a very unconventional path. But remember, don't worry too much about your A-level results. If you whatever you have got, remember, everybody will bloom at your own given time. All of you are like flowers in a big field. You will bloom at the correct time. Always trust the process. Whatever you start, trust the process. Things will always work out well for you. And most important thing is, you need to believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody will believe in you. First important thing is, you need to believe in yourself, that you will make things right. Okay? And I think all three of them who spoke are very good examples of that. Basically, very good examples of that. So you need to trust the process. Don't, like Zivendra earlier told, don't just worry about the crowd, the noise. The riches and the glory will slowly come. I always say, when the riches and the glory slowly comes only, you will know the value. When the riches and the glory come first, you don't know the value. When the riches and the glory slowly come only, your value is actually measured. So therefore, that is something that you need to understand. And what do you call, any questions and all you can ask, and maybe taking your time.
So adding one more thing, I have attended around, I think, 40 interviews from after A-levels. I think around one company asked me about A-level results. So you need to pass it somehow, but that won't impact a lot in the first job. Yes, after that, no one will care about your A-level results, and then your degree also. After a certain time, people will not look at your degree; they will look at whether you can solve the problem. That's how they hire you. And that's what we hire as well. We don't look for degrees or maybe even their qualifications. If they can do the job, we hire them and we start working with them. Yeah, just an insight. Yeah, I had the degree. So it's at IIT, BSc in Information Systems. So I went to the HND and then I didn't want to do the programming thing, so I stopped it. And I compared the pricing with if I can start my masters with the experience I have. If you have 5 years experience, you can start your masters. So that's how I started my masters. It's like 2 months to finish that off. Yeah. But for the safe side, you need to do the degree. I mean, everything you need to have a backup plan as well. So better to finish the degree and then have that path as well. Yeah, I'm not saying not to do it, do that as well. But it's not the only thing that matters after a certain time. Yeah, I think that's also yeah from my side. There are questions.
So just Afan, just share your contact details one more time, because anybody who wants to contact you, get more information, I
Sure.
think it'll be ideal. There you go. Anybody who wants to take a note of it, please take a note of it. And I'm sure all of you all are very, I mean, remember, these people are busy people. So you have to be very patient until they reply. Yeah. So one thing I have noticed is some of you all are not patient. They will reply to your WhatsApp message. They will reply to your email, but make sure you're a bit patient. So I don't know about when I see you all in class, how impatient you all are. But be patient, okay? Important thing is that. Afan, do you still play basketball? I remember you and brother playing basketball.
So I had to like stop. Like for last 2 years, I didn't get to play.
Oh, okay.
I started MMA then, yeah, just for fitness. Yeah.
Okay. Because I remember in school time you used to play basketball.
Yeah.
Okay then. Thank you, Afan.
Thanks.
Always a pleasure, and we will meet soon as well.
Sure, sir.
So my next will be I'll introduce you. This Pijushan Vidyasandiran, 2014 A-levels from Trinity College, Kandy. So he got selected to University of Moratuwa from the Kandy district to do architecture. So 2014, now he is a chartered architect, also now a lecturer at the University of Moratuwa. So when I told him about this, I said, why don't you come and speak to them about, because most of you all, this generation is a very creative generation. If you take Afan, also very creative. If you take Keshan, coding is also art, a creative art. Afan, branding, marketing, it's very creative, something that you do. Even Shama now, she has to work creatively with a lot of what you call kids, especially special needs kids, because you can't, now I can't teach a special needs kid. Because number one, you'd have the patience to do that. And there's a process or the science behind it. So remember, there's an art behind it. So I thought I will also introduce you all today to design and architecture, interior design, lighting, because there are loads of opportunities that are available. So to fulfill your creative senses. So without further talk, I think I will hand over this to Vidushan. He will give you a nice descriptive detail exactly and how the opportunities arise, and also learning abilities which are there, earning abilities which are there, learning abilities which are there in this field. So here you go, Vidushan, over to you.
So, hello fellows, good evening. I'm architect Vijay Sandhya Vidushan, and like others, sorry fellows, I didn't get prepared with the presentation. Okay, so please excuse me for that. And first, I'll talk about myself, and then I'll talk about the field, so which you are mostly interested of. So I got into University of Moratuwa with a 3C. That's how I got in, and with my first try I got into the University of Moratuwa. But anyway, I did my second try also to prove the first try was a mistake. So on my second try, I have 2 A's and B's, and with a district rank, I got selected for engineering faculty. Thanks to Irendra sir, I think I had 49 out of 50 for my MCQ in physics. So 2015 was one of the hardest papers, but I had 49 out of 50. So thanks to Irendra sir. So he was a person whom we were looking up to as a role model when we were studying in the school, because with the lot of things that he told about his university life and his sports life at the university. So we had a passion to get into that. So that's how everything came up, and that's the bond between me and him. So to talk about it, so even though, because I went into the university with my first try, I couldn't get into engineering faculty on the second try, because already I was in the university, I have registered myself. So because it was not a feasible thing at that point to change the field, but now we can. So, but later with time, with all this experience and everything, I feel that I am where I'm supposed to be. So the best thing I can tell is, so though I went into the university with the 3C, now I'm a lecturer at University of Moratuwa and a visiting lecturer at NIBM Kandy and NIBM Colombo, and a visiting lecturer at SLIT. So that's how it has been. So for students who have got low grades, and if you are worrying about it, please understand that the grades never define you. You just do best whatever the field that you get into. So that is the most important thing. The grades never define you. The next one is, so apart from being in the academic field, I'm a chartered architect, a qualified interior designer, a qualified urban designer, and a qualified project manager. So that means when it comes to a project, I handle everything. So from designing a building to designing a city. So I'm capable of doing anything. So that's how that means. So whatever the field that I got, I have made sure that I have gone to the extreme of it and I get everything done. So that is that. So to talk about the field, so the field of architecture is a very, in the modern world, in the contemporary world, it's a very fancy profession. So you might see recently in most of the movies also the main hero or the sub role, they always take in design consultants as the lead role currently. So the profession has become a very fancy profession in the current world. And so most of you all might think whether you are capable of getting into the architecture field or not. If you have done maths, biology, physics, or chemistry, you can apply for architecture. For kids who are coming from the arts background, if there are any, or if you want to share this message with your friends, if you have done geography, you can get into architecture. If these 5 fields, that means maths, bio, physics, chemistry, and geography, if you have done one of these 5 subjects, you can apply for architecture. So apart from these 5 subjects, you can have other subjects that you have done, that's totally fine. But one of these 5 subjects should be there as your one of the main subjects that you have done. So that is the most important thing. So other than that, so whatever your result is, that's a part. When you apply for architecture, you need to apply for something called the aptitude test. So you go to the University of Moratuwa, you do a certain exam at the University of Moratuwa based on, the exam is mostly based on common sense and IQ, not mostly, you don't have to be an artist to become an architect. That's totally different. You don't have to become an artist to become an architect. So we normally test your IQ and the common sense mostly when we are taking in to the field of architecture. So that's how you get into University of Moratuwa. So the other thing is the next one. There are 4 universities that give the architecture degree in Sri Lanka. The first one is the University of Moratuwa, which is recognized the most. The second one is the City School of Architecture, which is in Colombo, which is in Colombo 8, in Boralla. The next one is SLIT, and the fourth one is the KDU. KDU University, you have to go to Suryavaga, which is in Hambantota. So those are the 4 universities which are licensed to teach architecture, because if you are teaching architecture, you should come under the Sri Lanka Institute of Architects. So everybody can't teach architecture. Apart from architecture, if you want to get into the field of creativity, there are courses which support or which promote interior design and interior architecture. So there are other fields that you can get into. So when I talk about architecture, so the most common one, how long is the degree? The degree is 5 years long. After you do a 5-year degree, you have to do a 2-year charter. So that means it takes a minimum of 7 years to become a chartered architect. So if I take the University of Moratuwa, you learn for 3 years, then you have a 1 year of internship, about 1 year, 10 months of internship. After that, you go back again to the university to complete your 4th and the 5th year. Then from there, after you graduate from the 5th year, you come out and you have to do the charter at the Sri Lanka Institute of Architects to become a chartered architect. So when you are doing the charter, it's a part-time thing that you have to work in a company full-time. So the lectures and the counseling sessions are during your weekend. So those 2 years will run while you're earning. So even after the 3rd year, when you go for training, from that point itself, you'll be starting to earn. So when you become an architect, so you can earn. So that's not a problem at all. But you have to make sure that you have contacts so that you can get the projects. That's the most important thing. So that's how it happens. So other than that, there are fields that you can earn money. Even you can do international projects through platforms like Fiverr or Upwork, and you can do the international projects and even local projects, and you can earn in dollars. So that's the vast or the scope that we have, or that's how vast the field that we are getting into, the field of design. So when you do the course of architecture or the field of architecture, there are several other fields that get involved and you can get into. You can become an architect, you can become an interior designer, you can become an urban designer, you can become a project manager, you can become an acoustic designer, you can become a lighting consultant, you can become material consultants. Likewise, you can get into various other fields when you do architecture. So even few of my friends are there who have been in the field of gaming industry, because they design the buildings in the games, and also they get into that field as well. So this design or the course can extend up to a field of that. So there's a vast opportunity for you to get into with related to architecture. So the next one, so to talk about me, the projects that I have completed, that means, I don't know whether you have heard, there's a recent 5-star hotel that was opened at Kolupitiya Junction called Amari. So the 13 bedroom floors were handled by me, and the refurbishment. So other than that, for you to tell, the hotel of the Yala Hilton, the staff village was designed by me, and even the tallest tower that is going to come in Sri Lanka, the tallest high-rise building that is going to come in Sri Lanka, which is the Krish, the One Development. I was the assistant local architect. So most of you all wonder whether you will have opportunities when you become architects. There is a rule in Sri Lanka. Though the building is designed by foreign architects, to practice in Sri Lanka, they need a local architect support, or we need to sign. Because codes and the regulations that are in Sri Lanka and the codes and regulations in other countries are totally different. So definitely they need a local architect to support them to do the project. So if you ask from me, there's a whole lot of projects that are going to come in the port city. So you will have enough opportunities to get in when you get into the field and to explore yourself, because when all the projects come in the port city, so there is a huge number of vacancies that are going to be there. So you can be one of them, can be part of them. So other than that, when we talk about the intake for architecture, currently earlier it was only 50, but now we are taking 100 students for each batch. So you can be one of them if you are interested in the field of creativity, design, and architecture. So that's how it goes. So other than that, I will share my contacts through Hirendra sir. So you can contact me at any time to discuss, or if you have any clarifications to be done, you can talk to me anytime. Other than that, if you have anything to ask, okay, I'll type my phone number in the chat so that you can have it. There's a question. I did my diploma in it. Okay, so I haven't done my A levels. I did my diploma in HND in business management. What must I do in order to pursue architecture? So wherever you do architecture, that was a question. So wherever do you do architecture? Architecture is a 5-year degree. So that's most important. So just think whether you're willing to spend that 5 years after you have a qualification in business management. So I would say if you're interested in the field of creativity and all, you can get into the field of interior design, because the interior design degree is only 3 years long. So you can get into the field of interior design, and from interior design, it's easy for you to get into the field of creativity and into the construction industry. Because to do architecture for 5 years and to do the charter for 2 years, so for me, it took 8.5 years, because we got caught to Corona and because of the Easter bomb attack. So our degree was almost 8.5 years long. So we came out with a charter. So our degree was 6.5 years long with a 2-year charter and everything. It was 9 years for us to become a chartered architect. So it's not easy. It's a long journey, and the best part of our life is almost we are at the verge. So because of that, other than that, when you're looking at the opportunities on the field of interior design, there are certain courses that are offered by the TVEC also, TVEC certified courses. So you can get into those as well. So those are also very valid. So the compared to in the Sri Lankan's mentality, more than an architect, they go for a interior designer. So because the mentality is like that. So even if you get in the field of interior design, you can earn, because when you take a field, okay, when you take a project, so this is what I tell the students also when they are in the first year. So when we take a project, the standard, so most of the people in Sri Lanka, when they get in the field of maths, they want to become engineers. Okay. So the percentage an engineer gets in a project is only 1% to 2%. So the dropout from the engineering faculty goes to QS, that means quantity surveyors. The percentage of them in a project is 2%. The percentage of an architect in a project is 8%. So to build a normal house, you need now 40 million. So an architect's percentage is 8%, that is almost 36 lakhs. Okay. Where an engineer earns only 8 lakhs for the project. An interior designer. So normally when we talk about a house, we don't involve an interior designer. So, but when we talk about huge projects like hotel projects or hospitals or supermarkets or malls or whatever, we definitely need an interior designer. So when the interior designer comes into the field, his percentage is minimum 10%, because people go to a hotel for to experience a certain thing in a hotel. So that experience is given by the interior design. So the highest paid individual in the field of architecture or in the field of construction industry is the interior designer. So you can pursue that as well. If you are already into a certain field and if you are further willing to get into the field of construction, so interior designing is a best option for you to get into. So there are a few other questions that students have come up with. No. So you can ask, is AI is replacing the job? That's a very common thing that everyone asks. Because that's why every design that we do is personalized. That means when I design a house for you, so I will look for your characteristics, your perceptions, your requirements. So when I design something, I will design it for you. So AI can't do it. AI has some fixed prompts or fixed mockups. So they will always design it for those fixed mockups. So the designs that they give, whatever will be repeated. So up to now, AI has not been developed in a way that it can think on itself and pursue. When we give a certain amount of prompts or when we give a certain amount of data that is loaded in, so depending on what is loaded, only it's giving its data or whatever. Whatever it's sharing is based on that. So if you ask me, is AI is replacing? No, AI can't replace. AI can't go to a site and monitor whether the design that I have given is being done properly. AI can't come and check whether the material is up to the standard quality. AI can't check whether the concrete quality is the best or concrete quality that is being poured for your slab or whatever is up to the standards. So there is no way AI is going to replace us unless all AIs are going to get into robots and just available in the ready market. So AI cannot replace whatever we do because we don't only design kits. We go into the field. We have to go for site visits. We have to go for progress meetings. We have to meet the clients. When the project is going on, I have to go and check whether the door that is coming in is the standard door that I have designed, whether it's up to my designs, whether the material is standard, whether they have gone through all the but all the tests and the reports are given. Likewise for everything, for windows, the doors, the floor, the wall, the ceiling, everything has to go through us. So it's a huge thing. That's why someone is paying us a minimum of maximum of 8% for a project. So it's that much of involvement that we give in. So depending on that involvement, AI cannot replace our job. No chance at all. So thank you for the question. So there's another question. So what about the last 2 years? Last 2-year part in architecture university journey, is it compulsory? Yes, if you get into University of Moratuwa, you don't get a degree halfway. You have to finish your entire 5 years, then only you get the degree. Because our degree goes as B.Arch Honors, Bachelor of Architecture Honors. So that means we get a honors degree which is 5-year long. We can go for a direct PhD without doing the masters if the university that we are going to do the PhD has a 5-year architecture program, a degree. If the university that we are going to go has a 5-year architecture degree, we can go for a direct PhD after finishing the degree, the bachelor's degree. So that is the advantage we have. So we don't go as bachelors and masters. It's a 5-year bachelor. You don't get anything after the 3 years. That's the most important thing. But when you do the same degree in a private university, either SLIT or either City School of Architecture, that thing happens. So after 3 years, you can get the bachelor's. When you do the 4th and the 5th year, you can get the master's. But the same is our bachelor's B.Arch is as same compatibility or it's the same standard as a master's. So that is the most important thing. You can go for a direct PhD with a Bachelor's of Architecture. So Bachelor's of Architecture honors degree. So that is that. The 7 years. So the first 5 years you are at the University of Moratuwa. Okay. The next 2 years you are outside. You have got the degree and you are outside. Okay. You have got the degree and you are outside. So to do the charter, when you do the charter only, you can sign for your design. So when you do the charter only, you can call yourself an architect. Because the word architect is a word that is under the it's gazetted under the Sri Lanka Institute of Architects. So to use or to call yourself an architect, you should be a member of the Sri Lanka Institute of Architects. To become a member of the Sri Lanka Institute of Architects, you have to do the charter. If you don't do the charter, you just have to work under someone throughout your life. So that's what happens. So the first 5 years, the degree is finished. You get the degree. With the degree, you can work under someone, you can work for someone, a leading architect or a leading construction industry or leading construction firm or whatever. You can work for them. There are no issues with it. But you can't design your own project and sign for your own project. That is the issue. So you can't call yourself an architect with only the 5-year degree. You have finished. But anyway, after the 5-year degree, man, you all have started to earn. Okay, you are working for some company and you have started to earn. The only charter thing is that on the charter, they will check whether you all are going through all the things. That means whether you are checking all the boxes, you are ticking all the boxes. Whether, because whatever. So even whatever, when we fall onto something or when we feel ill or whatever, we go to the hospital. The building that the hospital is built is designed by an architect. So everyone, most of the others, they give treatments to. So that's why we say precaution is better than cure. So what we do is we are like that cure thing. So whatever we build should be able to, but we are playing with these lives. So if we don't design it properly, the entire life, that is all the occupancy, is going to get interrupted with it. So because of that, our field is a little. It's a very important field of job role that we do. So that is that. So there are a few other questions also. There are 7 to 8 questions. Sir, should we apply for BSc Architecture to get into interior designing, or is there any other degree? There are enough interior design degrees, or you can do. You can get into TVEC certified courses that some institutes offer a diploma in interior design, which is TVEC certified. That is also valid. And the other one, NIBM has a degree on interior design, which goes as interior architecture. Though they call interior architecture, they don't have the license to call them architects. So, okay, it's interior design. Next one, you have AOD in Colombo, the Academy of Design, which also gives a degree on interior architecture, but it's very expensive. You have to spend in millions to do it. So that is the issue. So when you are choosing, also choose wisely. Don't be a burden for your parents, because all these years you are depending on them. So in the future also, don't be depending on them. So that is the most important thing. So normally TVEC certified courses are cheaper. So that's the thing. And okay, I'll get back to your thing. So one student wants me to explain about the field of being a lecturer. I'll come back. I'll get back to you. Okay. Is there a minimum AL result for Moratuwa? To do interior design, so to do architecture, there is no minimum AL result. I went with a 0.49. Okay, that was my result with a 3C. But I did that's my first try result. Second try, I had a 2A and a B. First try I went with a 3C, which is a 0.49, and there is no minimum. If you do the exam well, when we did the exam, 7,000 people wrote the exam and 50 got selected. Currently, 16,000 people write the exam and 100 are getting selected. So do it, because even this year, there are 2 fields called the architecture and the landscape architecture. The landscape architecture has a quota of 81%, 81 students. That means we can take in 81 students to do that degree. But only 56 have come in. That means the people are not applying for the courses, or even when they are applying for architecture. When you get the grant, the book from the UGC, if you are applying for architecture, please put landscape architecture also your second preference. Because the most important thing, though we have 81 seats available, only 56 students came this year. There's a huge lot nobody has used. University Grants Commission has allocated spaces for students. all the resources are allocated, but students are not occupying it. So there's a huge gap on that. So if you're applying for architecture, please apply for landscape architecture also. So if you don't get architecture, you will get landscape architecture. The advantage is for both the courses, it's the same paper, one paper. So if you do one paper, you can get into one of the 2 degrees. So the landscape architecture is also very demanding one, because everyone is going to Middle East with the landscape architecture degree, because so the landscaping part is mostly they are in the Middle East and in European countries. So more than Sri Lanka, the job opportunities are there in foreign countries for landscape architecture. So if you're applying, apply for both. There is no minimum A-level result. You just apply for the aptitude test. Go and do the exam well. Clear? If you are from a maths background, definitely you will have a great hand on that. So that's good for you. And there are certain people who train you for the aptitude test also. So be a little vigilant. If you get a chance, please look into that as well. So there are training for the aptitude test as well. So that is that. So for the next question, sir, can you please say the minimum results that is needed to enter the state university to do architecture? No minimum results. You can get in. I went with a 0.49 and I'm a lecturer at the University of Moratuwa now. And to impress you a little more, I do lectures for civil engineering students and I do lectures for QA students as well at the University of Moratuwa. So it's not about, that's why the grades don't define you at all. It's about whatever you are getting into, give your 100%. And the most important reason I went to University of Moratuwa is also not to do architecture. Erendra sir knows it well. I went to play rugger because being a Trinitian, the most the passion of us is to play rugger. So being a Trinitian. So, but I missed my last year because of an injury. So because of that, the next best option for me was to get into a state university and play, because my father is a professor. So he wants me to get into a state university. So because of this thing, I had to get into a university. So the 2 best universities that had the good teams were Peradeniya and Moratuwa. So I didn't want to go to Peradeniya because my father is still there at Peradeniya. So the only option was Moratuwa. So to get into Moratuwa, I did all the exams. I did the fashion design exam, I did the architecture exam, I did the integrated design exam. I did all the exams and I got architecture and I went in. I went in to play rugger. So I played rugger. I was the captain of the University of Moratuwa to play rugger, where none of the architecture students do sports at University of Moratuwa, because architecture is 5-year degree long and it's 5-year long degree and it's a very competitive degree and loads of workload. So nobody even plays chess. So I went and played rugger for all 5 years and I was the captain. And I was the captain of Sri Lanka for the World University Games. And so blah, blah, blah. I have done a lot. So to get into this thing, there is no minimum result. You can get in, only the passion is required. So if anyone of you all here just get to the university, please come and talk when you are in there. So you'll see me. So I'm a second year master. So on the second year, I'll be there for you. So I got 3 years in my A-levels and I'm planning to do private course, but I do have an idea of doing Sakanshai parallel with my course. Can you please clarify that I have no idea what to do either? So kids, just because you got a 3 years, it doesn't mean that you have to do a private course. Clear? So until you start, that means I would always suggest there are enough courses that do not fill all the seats at a state university. Clear? There are enough seats that are available. Students are not applying for it. Clear? Apply for every course that is possible. There are lots of courses which go with the aptitude test. That means you have to go to the university, do an exam. Based on the exam, when you pass the exam, they will then hierarchy it based on your Z-score. And then they will take you in. Clear? So to get into that level, I would say to apply to every course that is possible. Get into a state university. Don't think anything less, because there is a friend of mine, one of my best friends. He also So we both did the Sakansha together. He also didn't get, so on my Sakansha, I got a good result. He didn't get a good result on the Sakansha also. But he went to do sports science and management at Japura, and now he's a lecturer at Japura University. So that's why. So whatever we got, we gave 100%. That's it. Clear? So whatever the course you get, even if you go to Vayamba, Ruhuna, Rajarata, Jaffna, whatever university you get, go into it. Do your whatever the bachelor's degree that you do it well. After you do it, go to do your master's or PhD abroad with a scholarship. Then come down with a PhD that's from Cambridge or Oxford or whatever. Clear? So don't think about getting into these private courses until you do something, until the Sakansha starts, or until you get serious about it. Do a certified course, a diploma or something that is offered by other certified institute like TVEC or other small companies or ICBT, whatever. So do a thing like that, because you will have then you won't feel like that you have wasted some time, because until you wait for your university placement, you have another diploma that is coming under your name already before you get into the degree. So do something like that. So think innovatively. Just because you have got 3 years, it doesn't mean you have to get into a private course, because don't be a burden to your parents. Get into a private state university. Everything is free. Education is free. Hostel facilities are free. Foods are at very concession rates. Sports, everything you have. It's easy to get into a university team and get into the national team, because it's the gap is very less. The next, you can get every 4 years you can go for World University Games. When you go there and you compete with Olympians. So when we went to Nigeria for the World University Games in 2018, we were competing with national players of other foreign countries, because most of the national players are in the universities in them. We lost, no chance for us to play with them, but the experience matters. The exposure that we got is mattering the most. So the gap is less. So I would always suggest for you to get into a state university. Don't think about the time that is the extending time or whatever. The experience, the throughout the period, the maturity you are going to get in the university, you won't get it from anywhere. So get into a university. Don't think about the private courses for the moment. So because there are enough placements that are available. So try to get the maximum of it. So that is the important thing. So there are so many questions coming up. So what if kid, if you have only 1S and 2Fs, I don't think you might have to redo, because even with 3 S's you can get into a university. But with F, I don't think it's possible. So think about that. Can you explain about the landscape architecture job opportunity? Landscape architecture has a vast job opportunity wherever there are mega designs that are happening. So who's the one who's designing a port city? Port city is designed by landscape architect. So you do projects at that scale. So landscape architecture is totally different. So you design gardens, you design mega cities, you design hotels and everything. You get into that amount of range, because when we design a hotel or something, the architect can't design everything. I will design only the building. The interior designer will come and design the interior. He will look into everything internal. I will look at whatever we see as a structure. Structural engineer will come and specify the structures. Then the landscape architect might have to come and look at the gardens and whatever that is outside. So there are enough job opportunities. I would say don't worry about job opportunities in the field of creativity, because in the field of creativity, you have enough job opportunities. Even though you don't get into the same landscape architecture, the basics that we teach at the university for you to get into design fields, it's why other than that, there is so you can design water parks, walkways, botanical gardens, zoos, and everything comes under this. National parks, everything comes under landscape architecture. Other than that, there is a degree that I haven't spoken about. There is something called the integrated design at University of Moratuwa. Even for that, you have to do an exam and get it. Clear? when you do integrated design, you get into three fields. One is fashion design, other one is jewelry design, the third one is product design. There are friends of mine, okay, who are working at Samsung and the Apple company to design phones because they did integrated design and they are in the field of product design now. So the person who designs the innovative discuss packets for Maliband and Manchi, it's a batchmate of mine. So parallel batchmates. So you can get into the field of that also when you talk about creativity. So there is something called the bachelor's degree of integrated design. So that is also at University of Moratuwa. You can get into that. So University of Moratuwa has a huge range of things that so just with the 3 years you can get in, man. When you get in, give your 100%. Try to be excelled in the field that you have already got in. That is the most important thing. We have architecture, we have landscape architecture, we have integrated design, we have fashion design. That is fashion design course is under the faculty of engineering. So important that is given to that. It's a faculty of engineering. So everything will come into play. So when you do integrated design, you can get into jewelry design. You can start a company like the Jacob & Co. one day. Maybe, yes, of course. So jewelry design, you can get into product design, you can get into fashion design separately at the integrated design. There is a separate degree for fashion design that is separate at the engineering faculty. There are enough fields, man. Just get in. We know only about certain things. When you get the UGC book, you will see how many courses are there. Get into any one of them. Education is free. Study well. At least if you don't like the field, man, do the degree and do pass out with the first class and be a lecturer in that. You can earn in hundreds and hundreds of thousands, man. Just to become a lecturer, get into that at least, even if you don't want to pursue that field continuously. So still questions are coming up. So were you in the first year of architecture when your Sakanshai results came out? Yes, I have already started the first year. So because of that, can't. But now they say there is a system where on my first Shai, I went to architecture to University of Moratuwa. On second Shai also I got University of Moratuwa. So if now I get into the same university, I can parallelly shift the courses. There is a possibility like that now. Because in 2004, back in 2015, the possibility was not there. But now they say there is a possibility of shift courses in the same university if you have a better result. But I would say even I felt it's not ethical because I have already taken a person's placement and come into the degree. So I didn't want to waste it. So that was the decision that was taken away. But I don't regret it at all. I'm happy about the course. I'm happy about where I stand now because it's a creative field and everything. Yes, I enjoy it. Next one, is there any interior design degrees in state universities? No, kid. No interior design degrees in the state university. NSBM has, that's private. NSBM has an interior design degree. NIBM has an interior design degree. AOD has, that is private. Then there's a Metropolitan University in Colombo that has another degree. The most cheapest is the TVEC certified degrees. So most of the institutes offer TVEC certified degrees, diplomas and degrees. That's short ones, but valid in Sri Lanka and even abroad because TVEC goes with NVQ level 4, NVQ level 5. So those are valid. You can do it to that. None of the state universities offer interior design degree, but we offer, after you do a degree somewhere, we offer a master's in interior design at the University of Moratuwa. So even if you get into other field of creativity or whatever, you can come and do a master's of interior design at the University of Moratuwa. So you are warmly welcome. If you see me, come and talk to me. So that's it. And still questions are coming up. So what Z-score range is realistically needed to competitive courses like software engineering, or that is some software engineering and AI related in University of Moratuwa? No. At University of Moratuwa. They ask A-level student. So kid, I can't 100% tell it because I think you might need a. So in University of Moratuwa, there are two fields you can get into: software engineering One is when you get into the Faculty of Engineering, after the first year, they have an exam for everyone. Yes. From the exam, only you can choose the field. The topmost is the CSC, Computer Science Engineering. Next one is electrical, then mechanical, civil. Likewise, they divide you into fields depending on the exam you do in the university after the 6 months or the first year. So you have to, so in that also you can become a software engineer. The second one is you can get into the IT faculty. We have a separate faculty called the Information Technology faculty. Clear? So even in that you can get into the field of IT and become a software engineer in a certain field. Even University of Kelaniya has it, University of Colombo has it, University of Peradeniya has it. So even if you want to get into the field, there are enough placements that are available to get into the field of IT. So realistically speaking, to get into IT, so to get into the computer science engineering, you have to get into the engineering faculty. So I think to get into that, you need a Z score about 1.7 or above, sir? 1.8? 1.9 and above at Mortua. To get into the IT faculty, I think 1.2 above would do, because most of them who have missed the engineering faculty at the borderline, they will do a second try to get into engineering. Other than that, even 1.2 would work to get into the IT department or IT faculty. And there are other fields also. I mean, there is FM, facility management. Facility management has a huge demand in the field of hospitality, hotels. So check in that as the facility management degrees there. Then you have QS, quantity surveying. 100% the quantity surveys are only from the field of maths. Clear? So think about that also. There are a huge lot of fields. So when you take the bookman, whatever the opportunity you have, apply for everything. And if you want to do architecture, architecture should be your first preference. So they check when you pass the exam, they check whether you have put architecture as the first preference or not. If it's the first preference, they will just pull you in. Or if it's a second or third preference, they will just keep you. If there are no enough students, then they will pull you in. So that happens. The next one. How did you manage second try with the university? So, Kid, the advantage we had was the university intake was delayed a bit little. So, because of that, I had the privilege of completing my second try and getting into the university. So that was that, and that was an advantage I got. But I was already selected for the university. While I got selected, I did my second try anyways to show that the first try result was a mistake, because when I played rugger, I had a serious injury and I was in bed for 7 months. Because of that, even I went to sir's class and all with crutches and all. So it wasn't easy for me to do this first try with all the injuries and all. So second try I did to prove that the first try was a mistake. So that was it. And there was a student who asked me about the lecturer thing. So it's a very fancy kind of a job when you talk about being a lecturer at a university. If you talk about me, the earnings are at different levels. So you have to. So first you get into the university as a demonstrator. In the field of architecture, we don't have someone called a demonstrator. In all the universities, we have someone called the demonstrator. If you have a first class or a second upper, you need a first class or a second upper to become a lecturer. Second upper, and if you do a good research, definitely your professors would pull you into the system as a demonstrator. While being a demonstrator, you can become a lecturer on probationary. If you are becoming a lecturer on probationary with a bachelor's degree, you have to complete your master's within the next 5 years. When you complete your master's within the next 5 years, you can become a lecturer on the permanent cadre. Even to become a lecturer on the permanent cadre, there should be a vacancy, because if I take architecture department has landscape architecture and architecture both. For both the degrees, we have a cadre of 40 lecturers only. Just because I have someone better, I can't just pull him in and put him and say I have 41 lecturers, because the government has to pay the salaries. So only if someone leaves, I can get it. It's something like that. So first you become a demonstrator, then lecturer on probationary, then lecturer permanent cadre, next senior lecturer grade 2, grade 1. Then when with your experience, you can become a professor, senior professor, emeritus professor. So that's how it goes from this thing to thing. So oh yes, so the passion for me to teach and to become a lecturer came with my father, because my father is a senior lecturer at University of Peradeniya in the Faculty of Arts in the field of economics and statistics. So looking at him, so that's why I did not go to Peradeniya University as well, because my father is there, and because I want to come out of my house and I want some the things I wanted to explore things on my own. So that's why I chose Morocco University. So. But everything turned out well for me, and that's how it went. So to become a lecturer, it's also a good thing, because you have more free time, because you get a fixed amount of hours. So I can remember when my father was doing lectures and all, when I'm schooling. So he had only 15 hours of lectures he has to do for a week. For the entire week, he has to work only for 15 hours at the University of Peradeniya. So what he does is he does all the lectures within 2 days, 7.5 hours, 2 days lecture. For the rest of the 5 days, he's free. So he's into politics and he's into other stuff. So that's how I created a passion towards the thing. But the field I chose was not good to become a lecturer, because so normally I come from the university after 11 or 12 a.m., 11 p.m. or 12 a.m. because we are into design, so I have to look at the designs of all the 100 students, and I'm looking into the research and dissertations of students as well. So it takes a longer time. So to become a lecturer in the field of architecture is not the best choice whatsoever. So because we don't do lectures only, we have to see the designs of students, we have to tutor them, we have to do critiques for them, we have to mark them, blah blah blah. There are a lot of stuff. So if you get in the field of creativity, you will understand it. So the salary wise, it's a good salary.
You can also
So it's a salary where you pay tax in Sri Lanka.
and you can do projects as well.
Yes, of course. So when you become a lecturer, while being a lecturer, you can do your own business. You can become a software engineer in another company. You can run your own firm. So while being an lecturer, I do, because the most important thing, the Faculty of Architecture at University of Moratuwa works from Tuesday to Saturday. So if you are planning to do architecture, your weekend will be shifted to Sunday and Monday. Your weekend is not Saturday and Sunday. Your weekend will be shifted to Sunday and Monday, because those are the 2 holidays for us. So university will work from Tuesday to Saturday. Saturday is a working day for us, but Monday is a holiday. So because of that, Saturday and Monday I do lectures at other places, and I'm into. So while being a lecturer, okay, I'll put some. So while being a lecturer, I'm running my own firm. I'm like doing visiting lectures at other universities also, because being a lecturer at University of Moratuwa is a great advantage for me to get into other private universities. So that's the advantage of that. And I'm into the field of secondary education as well. I do some classes as well. So I teach O-level maths as well. So that's something Irendra pulled me into. So, but I kind of like it, so I'm continuing it, because there's
inspiring the next generation.
Yeah, of course. So it's to inspire the next generation, and because of that, so you can do a lot of stuff when you become a lecturer. You can get into the policy makings of the country, so that is very important. So the big projects in Sri Lanka to design government hospitals or government buildings, everything goes through us, and everything, all the policy makings will go through us, blah blah blah. You will get tours. So you can go into various seminars and workshops and everything to foreign countries.
Japan.
Yeah, so I'm trying to fly to Japan on July to do a seminar. So because they are a seminar, 2-week seminar, fully funded, nothing to be paid from us, fully funded. The university will take us. So that's why. So even with that, we are taking 7 students with us, fully funded. So it's almost a 1 million per head this thing, but they are our sponsors. So we are taking students and going. So even when you do sports and go to world university games and all at the universities or the state universities, 100% free. Everything is covered. So don't worry about it. You can have enough foreign tours and everything. Even if you don't have a passport, when you come into the university, come with a passport. Take your passport. So you can get into enough countries, man. So take the opportunity, get into a state university. That's something I can offer you. So for how long should we wait for the second intake if not selected in the first? Second intake means you mean the board two or the second shy? Second shy is anyway, if you are doing second shy, you have to wait for 1 year. But I would say, you can apply for almost 25 courses in your university book. If you take the UGC book, you can apply for 25 courses. Definitely you will get one. So don't worry about it. Clear? Even if you have a 3 years, start your second shy. While doing the second shy, apply for all the courses that you are capable of to do an exam and get into the university. You will get anything. Clear? You get something. So whatever you get, do it. Give your 100% and try to become a lecturer. That's it. So your life is settled, man. So keep it simple. Don't just for the university only the first try results. For how long should we wait for second intake if not selected in the first? For university only for the first try results. So board 2 will come within the next 1 or 2 months. So when the students are going into the university, so board 2 comes if 100 students are getting into architecture. So we'll say only 97 have gone, 3 students have not gone, or because they have started the second side and they want to go to the engineering faculty, like or something. So because they are doing the second shy, so if the university, when the university realizes that the 3 students haven't come, they will call up the next in line. So 101, 102, 103 will just pull it in. If the 101, 102, 103 are in the landscape architecture, they will pull the students from landscape architecture to architecture. Whoever is outside, they will put it into landscape architecture. So that's how it happens. So they will just shift the students from one to another. So that will happen. So you will get one. Don't worry. Apply. So this year also, students have not applied. That is the issue we have. Yeah, we have 81 slots in landscape architecture. Only 56 have come in. In vain, man. It's a good field. So is getting into architecture degree by chance any lead to interior design career? Of course, all the architects are interior designers because when you take the field of design, the topmost is being an architect. Clear? So when we design, we don't like an interior designer coming and interfering also because it's my design, it's my building, I have to design my interior. Clear? So that's how we think. So all the architects are interior designers. I do because even being this thing, I have a separate diploma on interior design. So I call myself a qualified interior designer as well. So there are a lot of interior designs that we do. Clear? Most of the outlets that you see are interior stuff that we have. We have done a lot of interior design stuff. All the I don't know whether you know the Carnival ice cream that is there in Colombo. Interiors are done by us, and even initially the Apico interiors were done by us. And there's a range. The factories that are owned by Michelin, the Michelin Tire in Sri Lanka. So that's a US based company. So all the architectural work are done by me. So I'm the official architect for them. So blah, blah, blah. There are a lot of projects that we do and all the architects are interior designers. So that's something. If you get into architecture, you can do enough interior designs because we teach them all. As someone who's willing to go for a state university, yes, of course, you are warmly welcome. If you do architecture, you are an interior designer. That's it. No doubt about it. So is that difficult to become a lecturer by graduating in a private university? You can't become a permanent lecturer at a state university graduating from a private university. No chance. You can, if you are exceptional, you can become a visiting lecturer at a state university. That means when you come for a lecture, we will pay you 1,500 per hour. That's it. And that's it. So you can come and give guest lectures and go. There is no chance you can come into the permanent cadre doing a basic degree at the private university. Clear? So there is no possibility as such. No chance. That is for Harish Sharma. The next one. How to know if what course should be put as first preference? So kid, that depends on, because when you get the UGC book, they will have a certain Z-score ratio or Z-score gap interval, which they have taken students last year, the previous year, based on this, the university. So that means they will give from the central province or whatever, what is the last student that has gone in, what is his least Z-score. So they will put it in the book. So based on that, you can design whether your Z-score is capable of getting into that or not. So when you put the preference, so based on that, now just because you got a 0.5 or 0.8 Z-score, don't put engineering faculty as your first preference, because definitely there is no chance you are going to get it. You should be a little practical as well. Okay. So you can put the engineering faculty at the bottom or whatever, just to see your luck or whatever. But if you feel that you can get into, because I'm talking about Moratuwa, if you think you can get into architecture or landscape architecture or integrated design or QS, quantity surveying, or facility management or IT or business or whatever, put that first. Whichever you like, you put it first, because your first preference will be given the first priority. So that is the most important thing. So whichever gets the first priority, they will give it. So even in architecture, they mostly check the first priority, because architecture cannot be, we believe architecture cannot be a second option for a student. Clear? So that is that. That's a good thing. So can you tell me about the transport, logistic and management degree? Yes, that's a good degree. That comes under Faculty of Engineering, Transport and Logistic Management.
Supply chain management.
Yeah, it's a supply chain management that entirely goes. So you get to work in ships, you get to work in airports, aeroplanes, there's a huge range. Transport and logistics management. It's a good degree. I was about to tell you. And there is TLM, textile and management. That's also comes under architecture. Sorry, engineering faculty. Transport and logistic management, textile and management. And then you have the fashion design. All those come under Faculty of Engineering. So you can apply for them as well. So the people that go into mass to work on mass, Brandix, because I don't know whether you know, even Victoria's Secret's most of the lingeries are made in Sri Lanka. So there's a huge market that is there revolving in Sri Lanka, because we are mostly into apparel industry. So all the people are taken from TLM, textile and management, and there is mining also into that also. So earth resource management, ERM, earth resource management, textile and management, transport, logistic and management. Those are highly paid fields. If you can get in, please get in. Clear? So that's there's a huge opening for you all. So this is only from one university, kids. There are 13 state universities in the country. Clear? So Sakanshai, only Sakanshai or private universities are not the only option you have. Get into a state university. So should we get more resources to do a biomedical engineering?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the highest now.
Because
that's number one.
just check whether, I think University of Piradini has biomedical engineering. Moratuwa doesn't.
Moratuwa has.
Moratuwa answer. Okay. So Moratuwa also searches, Moratuwa also has. Just check on the book. So for biomedical engineering kids, it's like this. So when you get in, you don't get into biomedical engineering or civil or anything. You get into engineering for 6 months or 1 year. You are together. So they will teach all the basics of engineering. Okay. After teaching the basics of engineering, the best from maths have gone to Moratuwa engineering. From them, you have to do an exam. The best of them will go to biomedical engineering. Clear? The second best will go to computer science engineering. So if a student has got the best, so there was a friend of mine who played rugby with me. He was the third of the batch, entire batch. After doing the exam, he was the third. So he can do biomedical or computer science. No, but he selected civil because that was his passion to do civil. He was the third in the entire batch. Huh? So he was the island second or third. Even when he came to the university, he was the third in the entire batch to do the exam and pass. So, but he selected civil, which is one of the lowest. The balance will go to civil. So he chose civil because that was his passion. So you have a privilege to do something like that as well. There's another question, sir. If I went this year for software engineering and do my second SHI next year, and if I get selected for motor engineering next year, so that's why. So I recently heard that we can do it. If you are getting in the same university, you can do it. The best thing is, don't get my word. You give a call to UGC and confirm it. Okay, so it's a good question. Amar, it's a good question. I heard we can do it, but I can't give you 100% confirmation on it because I can tell it now. Tomorrow the gazette will be changed. Okay, so the best thing is at least give a call or drop a mail and get a confirmation from the UGC itself, University Grants Commission. If you do something like that, can I shift it from the same university itself? I heard we can get a confirmation. Clear? So that is that. There is another question. Can you please explain a little bit more about filling the preferences? When you fill the preferences, kid, when you still they haven't got the book, no sir. So when the book comes out, kids, you can when you read it,
take the last year book and practice.
yes, if you can purchase the last year's book, purchase the last year book and just go through till your book comes in. If you have any doubts, you can come and meet me because I'll be there at Candy Faraday on Sundays. You all can come and meet me. Or you can come and meet me at, I'll be at NIBM Candy on Mondays if you are from Candy. If you are from Colombo, you can come and meet me on, so I'll put my number anyways. So
go to everyone. Everyone can come.
So that is my number. You can drop a WhatsApp message. So whenever I have time, I'll get back to you immediately. So depending on it, we can discuss. So whatever, so what we say is to get the last year's book and just go through whether you can get a lead about it or get an idea about the courses. At least you can have an idea about the degrees that are available. I would say rather than spending, because you have already been a burden all this time for your parents, child get into a state university. I will always promote it. So I always got a passion to go in with from my father and from Erendra sir. Because whatever he told us about I don't know whether you all know, he's a football player at his university. Okay, he's the captain of the university team as well. So hearing to his stories only, we developed a passion to get into this field as well. So you can do something like that as well. So, okay, I think that's all for the day. Thank you, students. And you all can give me a call or drop me a message anytime. Thank you.
Okay then. I think it's been a very long session. Thank you all for joining in. Especially we want to thank Afan, we have to thank Zimendra, we have to thank Shama for doing the sessions as well as Vidushan. Any doubts? Now you all have their numbers. Please contact them. Send them a WhatsApp. You can clarify your doubts. It will be very important. And also, I'll be having another session on Tuesday with a separate set of speakers. I'm doing this session very quickly for you all so that you all get a better idea. So today, we all had there was a diverse set. That means we had from behavior scientists to branding, brand development, marketing. Then you had AI development, software, and then you had pure architecture. So I hope the sessions were good. So these are the gems that I have developed during my 18 years of teaching. And I'm very happy that you all get a chance to interact with them, and someday you will become somebody like them. And then I don't know whether I'll be living so long, but if I live and if I keep on teaching, then you all can be a good resource to somebody else as well. Okay, so that is something that that I look forward to. That's the legacy that is built. So anyway, thank you for very much for staying back. This video I will upload and I'll put you all in YouTube as well, so you all can watch it anytime you want. But you all have the numbers. So take care. Good night.